No, the world's most important company is not Google, Apple, or Huawei. The most important company in the world is the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation, better known as TSMC. Even giants like Apple, Google, and Amazon rely on TSMC for their chip needs. Prior to US sanctions against Huawei, even Huawei heavily depended on TSMC as one of its primary suppliers. In the modern era, microchips are the backbone of everything from smartphones to electric vehicles. These chips are the lifeblood of innovation, without which there would be no iPhones, PlayStations, or Teslas. An alternate universe without them would be far less exciting. Yet, most of us scarcely contemplated their significance until 2020. The pandemic, with its increased reliance on technology, catapulted the demand for these chips to unprecedented heights, thereby positioning TSMC as the preeminent tech corporation in the world. With a staggering market capitalization approaching $500 billion, TSMC reigns as the most valuable semiconductor company globally. And semiconductors constitute a substantial 15% of Taiwan's GDP. Taiwan is responsible for producing over 60% of the world's semiconductors, with more than 90% being the most advanced varieties. Astonishingly, the majority of these cutting-edge chips are manufactured by a single company, TSMC. How TSMC becomes so big. TSMC, founded by Morris Chang, a Chinese-born, American-educated engineer, in 1987, has evolved into a major conglomerate boasting a workforce of over 50,000 employees and an annual production exceeding 12 million semiconductor wafers. Its semiconductor manufacturing facilities are primarily located in Taiwan, with some in China and the United States. TSMC's chips are integrated into prominent devices, serving as the backbone for companies such as Apple, ARM, and NVIDIA. You see, in the realm of semiconductor chip manufacturing, there are two distinct categories, fabless and foundry. Fabless companies, such as industry giants AMD, NVIDIA, and Qualcomm, center their efforts on the research and development of semiconductor chips. On the flip side, foundry companies specialize exclusively in the production and testing of the physical chip itself. TSMC falls squarely into the latter category, operating as a pure foundry chip manufacturer. Its primary role is to manufacture semiconductors based on designs provided by other companies. The creation of advanced semiconductor chips takes place within sophisticated and costly facilities known as fabrication facilities, or fabs for short. These fabs demand substantial investments in research and development, and the foundry process presents challenges when it comes to scalability. TSMC's success hinges on its unwavering focus on a specific niche, manufacturing. As a dedicated manufacturing firm, its business model harmonizes seamlessly with the needs of its clients. TSMC refrains from manufacturing any products that could potentially compete with its clients' offerings, granting it the flexibility to collaborate with virtually any company. This neutrality, combined with TSMC's specialized expertise, positions the company as an attractive partner for major tech corporations seeking to streamline their operations and reduce costs by outsourcing their chip manufacturing. For instance, Apple had previously entrusted Samsung with the production of its iPhone chips, until Samsung entered the market with a competing device. The launch of Samsung's Galaxy phone line underscored the risk of handing over a critical production process to a direct competitor. Consequently, Apple turned to TSMC for the manufacturing of its advanced chips and continues to be the company's most significant client. In addition to Apple, TSMC's clientele includes a diverse roster of companies such as MediaTek, AMD, Qualcomm, Broadcom, NVIDIA, Sony, Marvell, STM, and ADI. Why TSMC is important for both China and US. To begin with, TSMC is responsible for producing nearly 60% of the world's microchips, a statistic that underscores its pivotal role in the global economy. Examining the accompanying graph will provide a clear illustration of why both China and the United States are eager to secure TSMC's influence. Remarkably, TSMC commands nearly half of the global semiconductor market share, a statistic that underscores its profound significance in the industry. The recent chip shortage has starkly highlighted the critical role played by TSMC in the production of computers, automobiles, and a plethora of other products. When TSMC operates at full capacity, any disruption to its factory output can reverberate throughout the global economy, causing significant consequences. The wait times for semiconductor orders, which traditionally ranged from 4 to 8 weeks, have now been stretched to as long as 52 weeks. This situation is not amenable to quick fixes by CEOs or policymakers, as the establishment of new production sites is a protracted process, taking several years to become operational. Intel's recent announcement of plans to construct 2 new fabs in Arizona is a notable example, with their expected operational status not anticipated until 2024. Even the substantial $50 billion allocation for semiconductor manufacturing in President Biden's infrastructure bill is unlikely to substantially alleviate the issue, considering that the United States holds just a 10% market share in chip production. The significance of microchips extends far beyond our everyday electronics, such as smartphones, cars, and household appliances. They are also integral components in critical systems like nuclear weapons, aircraft, submarines, and hypersonic missiles, which underpin the global balance of power. What's truly remarkable is that TSMC manufactures more than 90% of the world's most advanced chips, including the cutting-edge 3-nanometer chips used in devices like the iPhone 15. Consequently, the country that wields control over TSMC effectively commands the entire semiconductor industry. This is why TSMC holds paramount importance for both China and the United States. The ability to influence or regulate this company carries significant implications for technological supremacy and geopolitical leverage in an increasingly interconnected and technologically driven world. As you have learned, most of the world's high-tech chips, which are used in things like smartphones, supercomputers, and weapons, are made in Taiwan. If China were to block Taiwan or attack it, how do you think this would affect the United States? What would happen right away, and how long would it take to move chip production elsewhere? Losing access to chips made in Taiwan would be a major blow to the U.S. economy and could even disrupt the U.S. military. Today, chips are found in almost every electronic device. Global smartphone production would plummet by more than half. Many important PC processors, including those used by Apple, can only be manufactured in Taiwan. Nearly all the chips that power artificial intelligence applications in data centers are also made in Taiwan. This would create significant challenges for some of America's largest tech companies. But the impact would go beyond just the tech industry. Cars have numerous chips inside them, as do household appliances like dishwashers, microwaves, and coffee makers. While not all of these chips come from Taiwan, a substantial portion of them do. This is why the US will never want to see Taiwan reunite with China, because that means TSMC will be under the influence of Beijing. The future of the semiconductor industry. If a crisis were to occur in Taiwan, it would take many years to establish chip manufacturing capacity in other locations because the highly specialized tools required for chip production are in limited supply. Interestingly, these tools themselves contain chips, and even during the recent chip shortage, companies making these tools faced delays due to chip shortages. Replacing the chip production capability in Taiwan would be a multi-year endeavor, resulting in trillions of dollars in global manufacturing losses. However, there is potential for change in the future. President Joe Biden signed the CHIPS and Science Act, which allocates $52.7 billion in funding over 5 years to bolster the American semiconductor industry. Additionally, TSMC is constructing its inaugural chip manufacturing facility in Arizona, originally planned for operation in 2024 but delayed to 2025 due to unforeseen challenges. On the flip side, President Xi Jinping has consistently emphasized China's need to achieve self-sufficiency in semiconductor production. This need has become more urgent following Washington's implementation of export control measures in recent years, citing concerns that Beijing could utilize advanced chips to enhance its military capabilities. China is gearing up to launch a new government-backed investment fund with the goal of raising approximately $40 billion for its semiconductor industry. This fund will primarily focus on investing in chip manufacturing equipment, showcasing China's determination to achieve self-reliance despite escalating U.S. sanctions. In a recent development, the introduction of a new Huawei phone featuring an advanced 7nm chip has raised concerns in the U.S. This domestically produced Chinese chip represents a significant achievement for the country as it challenges Washington's sanctions. While China has not yet reached the capability to produce advanced chips in large quantities or the cutting-edge semiconductors currently used in Western consumer products, it wouldn't be surprising if they rapidly improve in this area, especially with the government committing $40 billion to support the domestic chip industry. Experts worldwide have pointed out that the U.S. can tighten its sanctions and enhance protective measures to slow down China's progress. However, the old saying holds true: what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. In the future, U.S. sanctions and export controls are expected to become even more stringent, but whether they can effectively contain China's advances in the semiconductor industry remains to be seen. Do you think America's plan to contain China's growth will succeed? Share your thoughts and leave your comments below. If you like this video, hit the like button to show your support. More importantly, subscribe to our channel so that you will continue to receive more interesting videos about the happenings in Asia.